Welcome to what should be, at long last, the final episode of our coverage of 4YMM, 4 Years of Mario Maker. We, in a previous stream, managed to play through 6 of the 8 levels. This one that we're looking at right now, Escape the Mad Lad's Lab, being number 6, except that for this one, we failed to get the true ending, despite searching around for probably well over 40 minutes or so after completing the level the first time. And so it's one of those levels where I think, like many puzzle levels, sometimes you do need to step away a bit and process what you saw visually and maybe take a look at certain shots, take a look at certain scenes, and think about where you went and where it is you might have missed a particular exit. And I think I have, in fact, clued in to where the secret exit, the true ending, must be. I'm going to test that theory, and if it turns out I'm wrong, I guess we'll be doing quite a bit more searching. But this will be pretty much a direct continuation of the previous episode. In the previous episode, we did in fact find the cake, so I'm unlikely to repeat that, but we did in fact... Oh my god, the guy spoiled it. Okay, luckily that's actually what I thought it was. Luckily, I already had the solution. You'll have to trust me here, because I had the solution and then I clicked in the comments and of course the guy spoiled it. But I'll explain to you how I got to that solution. And we'll just hit play. Welcome, one came in. And congratulations on getting to the true ending before me. Okay, so originally, of course, one of the things I tried was just jumping on a missile to get up to the coin up top and thinking about that pipe. I've decided to rule that out as the true ending. One of the reasons, of course, being that we have no control at this point over the on-off state, also because it would just trivialize a huge chunk of the level. But you'll remember from the previous episode that the clue that we had near the end was the arrows that seemed to rotate the W here clockwise such that it became an E. Now, I looked at it afterwards and thought, okay, I hadn't actually thought much about these remaining symbols. This one here, and the one in the final room here, which is visible right now. And that if you apply the same rotation to each of those, they actually spell out 4 very distinct letters. The very first time I stepped into this level, I thought, oh, this kind of looks like a sideways A. It totally is a sideways A. So you actually have E, A, S, and finally T in the other room that we just showed. So it tells you very clearly east. If you decide to read the clue as saying, oh, you should have read this with a clockwise rotation, such that W actually means E. So, when we see the word east, the thing that I'm going to match that to is the observation that was made about the thing that looks like the glob of fire bars and burners at the end with the N on top, which somebody observed looked kind of like a compass. The compass was pointing north, but we have a vital clue in that we have letters saying we should look east. So there are actually a couple of different ways we can interpret that, but I'll just step through what I believe to be the simplest one, and we'll just pretend we did not read that spoiler. Because at least the spoiler did not provide any kind of reasoning, whereas I do, in fact, have a bit of reasoning. Okay. Let's just let this produce a red Koopa. And get in here. And we'll just try to take care of this as efficiently as possible. Into the sideways S room. Then we'll break this as soon as it wakes up. Okay, I'm just going to curve this around gently. Hopefully that's within range. There we are. I don't actually need to do that yet, but what I will do is I'll just skip the first checkpoint outright because I don't think we need it. And just produce a blue Koopa, a blue Mecha the long way by using the power recipe. And let's just dump this guy in here. And wait. Wait. And wait. Okay, here we are. Now we just go back. Drop him in here. And then we'll just fire off the snake block to push me down. And then we'll just fire away. Okay. So far, so good. We're going to reach the checkpoint that takes us up to the boss room. And let this guy float. Seen all this before, so hopefully, if all things are fortunate, we'll be able to get it done in one segment. Okay. And let's just curve this around once more. Trying to toggle the switch. There we go. That's relatively accurate. Now we get this guy to fire. Okay. Now, I can just go directly out. I should have just gone out right now. Because, according to the theory that I currently have, I don't actually need to escort the blue Koopa as I did before. Which makes me wonder about what we were reading earlier with that blue pipe in the clue room. But I'll just show you in a moment how that's going to go. Whoops. Oh no, come on. Alright. Yeah, I don't actually need this guy. Hey, Mike Universe, welcome. We're just currently doing the bonus ending to this level. I believe I do have the solution. Yeah, I don't need to spend time on this. Let's just get out. Given that I have 100 seconds left. But hey, no, we're close. We'll grab this guy anyway. I don't believe I need him, but the original idea that I had in mind was something like this. It would be nice to have a mushroom at the stage, actually. So, here we see... Oh, no. That's not what I wanted at all, but that's okay. Yeah, we got a little bit burned. Right at the end. After all that effort. But, okay, now let's jump on this guy again and regain access to the red Mecha. Yeah, that kind of death happens a lot around here, as you know. Let's let him boost. Okay. Now, I can always get the green one out of the way if I just don't want to deal with it. But it's useful to have it as a platform for the time being while I try to lead the missile down to the on-off switch. Here we go. Okay, let's get this out of the way so I don't blow everything up. Toss this. Bring this guy down here. Okay. I'm just going to dispense to this guy while I fire off the POW. And then... yeah, once again, I don't actually believe I need a blue mecha, but I'm going to take it with me anyway, just for style points. As we went to all that effort to figure out how to do it. And who knows, there might be something that I haven't considered that we might need it for. Depending on what the bonus room turns out to be. Okay. Here we are. Going to come through here with both the mecha and the fire flower. Past the Boom Boom microchip. Okay, so originally my thought was, we have a compass here, we have the rotational clue. In fact, I might as well even show you the rotational clue, if I can. Yeah, dropping this guy in a controlled location doesn't really work, but we have the rotational clue that we had been following that gave us the letters EAST. I don't really know what the blue pipe is still trying to signal down there, because I did grab the blue mecha and it doesn't really do much for me. But if you look at this as a compass that is pointing north, well, it can mean one of two things. Either we have to read the entire level as being rotated, in which case we would need to blow up the top blocks and then slip down the top, or we just take a look at the east side of the compass and slip in from the side. Because I seem to have missed just the oldest trick in the Troll level book, which is that I believe there's actually a pipe that is disguised inside here. And I tested this in the editor very briefly just to check that my instincts were right, that as with the bottoms of skewers, fire bars and burners do overlap pipes even in Maker 2. Now the fact that they overlap pipes means that you've got also that saw blade that's creating that image of a disc, like a rotating disc, that's in the center. And that means we can slip right in, and indeed, here's a pipe. So we see what looks like a bit of a Koopa on chicken's legs here. We see a trampoline. Oh, we see this is definitely a mecha. Lightning bolt. Up arrow. I don't know if this is actually telling me anything specific, like if I can actually hit any of those blocks, but it's one of those things where, like, I don't know if there are any additional bonuses within the bonus, because we absolutely found this. And as you can see here, we have a prototype for the cake that we saw earlier. It's like a blueprint, including the little 4 candle on top. And so I think it's time to have a little bit of redemption here. First of all, let's see some comments. You can see some people found the easy tag. This is where Ragnarok's drawing is. It's also where Mang's drawing is. Mang with the mad scientist illustration. Zappa in Missile. Oh, here? That's a theory. We can certainly go back and try that, but it looks like there's definitely a trampoline involved here somewhere. So I don't really see a missile drawing as such. I mean, this could be any one of the Mecha Koopas, couldn't it? But it's just kind of a blueprint for everything else. Because this just kind of looks like a normal Koopa. I'm not really clear on that. Yeah, I'm not sure if that actually is a visual clue that's giving me some kind of secret recipe, or if it's just a little bit of flavor at the very end of the level. Yeah, I think it's just a drawing of the entire plan of the level generally. So anyway, I do have a second comment card available, so why don't we just leave it? And so I made a big kind of goof in the comment that I left on the actual cake much earlier, which is that I was referring to the half pie as a quarter pie by circumference. It's totally not in circumference. I was thinking in terms of quarter pie radians, and that was correct, but radians are, of course, the measure of angle. So I'm going to leave a comment here that says, here, Dr. Boom. Hopefully I have enough characters for this. Explains that radians measure angles. Not circumference. And we need to add a little bit of contrition at the end here. Oops. Right, perfect. 75 characters. Sad face? Post. I think sad face works here. Disgusted face? Well, disgusted with our mathematical commentary from time to time, but we'll take it. And, oh, sure, let's take a look at how it's going to display. Yep. And yeah, this is just a drawing of the blueprint, I think, the blueprint for how to level works. In the secret lab, inside the secret lab. And as expected, we'll pop up here. Boom Boom is spawn blocked from this bottom position here. And this is a little opening at the top of the test tube tower. And, oh, gotta slide in here. And Boom Boom now, instead of a mecha, is the thing that's trapped at the end. And as expected, the ending sequence will just let us slide off the conveyor belt and head home free. So, you see, that wasn't so bad after all. Yeah, that brings us to the end of that wonderful level by Grukowski that took quite a long time to complete in its entirety. But we managed to do it, and managed once again to take completionism seriously, so congratulations once again, 1K Man, since you're here, for getting ahead of me on the true ending. I should have just tried that spot to begin with if I remembered some troll level methods of concealment. And looking back at it, I do think the clues were there to point me towards it. It was just a matter of being able to read that rotational clue and learn how to apply it to each of the symbols. And I do think that it's not too obscure. Yeah, too bad that one person had to spoil it and kind of confirm that my suspicions were correct before I actually managed to punch that in on stream, but that's what happens from time to time. Now, I have managed to finish all of these except two. We have Galactic Finale remaining, and we have Blaster Barrage. Blaster Barrage will be first because it is not the finale. So this is number 7 out of 8 in the set. And it says, Cannons sink, but will you? Hard fare platforming. True ending for the bold. Well, of course, we'll see how long this true ending takes us. The long description on the 4YMM website reads, Normally, blasters are just an obstacle to be jumped over. But on this adventure, they are your only guide to safety. Guide Mario through 3 different sections of hard but fair and unique platforming. You know blasters sink, so the only real question is, will you? Yeah, good night, 1K Man. Thank you for joining me for this last bit. And and we'll hopefully see you again soon. So let's dive in here for Blaster Barrage. Okay. So we see a reset door, probably because of the blue platform here. Get over to Bullet, I think, underneath this tightish little slope. And it's going to have some blaster reuse right off the start. Oh, oops. Didn't see that spike. Was going for spin jump on the spiny, but did not think that spike was going to get in my way, so. Okay, not too bad so far. I was trying to get into that slot, and that's a bad idea. I think I just need to jump outright before that spike comes along. Everything up till that point is pretty relaxed so far. Not too worried about it. Okay. Look at those Yoshis. I think those Yoshis are probably just there to block the blasters from firing anything. If it's using the Yoshi egg trick, where you already have 2 that are limited. If there's an egg that's inside blasters, then... Oh, okay, key, okay. Yeah, it looks like that's what's blocking them. Same with these Yoshis down here. They are just on hard blocks, though, so that doesn't look global. So we'll see if we have some more Yoshi eggs later that continue to act as blaster blockers. In the meantime, it looks like true ending is probably dependent on taking the key all the way to the end from out front. So we'll be sure to see if that's actually the case, and if it is, then eventually we'll need to do this level all the way from the start. It will hopefully not be too tricky. Looks like everything here so far is pretty manageable, though. Yeah, the first time through, I will be using checkpoints just to learn the whole thing reliably, in case there are any particular sticking points later on. Looks like this is what we need. Okay. Was fairly well signaled. Really need to hug the wall. Get on. And through the door we go. Okay, so here's the checkpoint. That's something to watch out for. We will, as I said, restart from checkpoint, but afterwards, let's see. Okay. Looks like I was probably just a little bit late on that. If I was early enough, I could probably spin off the bonsai, get some nice height up to the on-off switch up top. We'll just have to learn it. Okay. There we go. Okay, nice little save there. Going to have some 1-ups. And where to next? Probably down either one of these pipes if they're symmetry pipes. Nope, just down one to the right. And here's checkpoint 2 already. That's going to be nice and quick. Except I believe I'll probably need a reset door because these go down and they stay down. Nope, needed to spin jump off of that. Yeah, it's kind of timed with the expectation that you're spawning from checkpoint. Not so much timed for spawning from the pipe itself, so the first time through here, unless you really know what's going on, is likely that you take to reset door, but okay, we need to remember to spin jump here. Don't know why I keep forgetting, but then that's what this training run is for. Hopping up. Nope, that was a bad jump. Really do need a high bounce. Okay. Yeah, no, that was just a poor adjustment. Sailed right over prematurely when I was actually just planning to bounce on top of the bonsai. Okay. That I just need to take faster. We'll just keep that in mind. And up we go. And that I need to wait for a bullet spawn. That's going to be by proximity on the camera, so we'll see how the timing works out as I sink, and sink, and sink. Yep, I can just afford to go fast. The on-off triggers here are just positional based on the thwomp on the x-axis. This thwomp here. So yeah, it just activates surprisingly reliably, and need to kind of hug that and get through the mushroom platform, which blends in rather nicely with the ground tiles up above and can be a little deceptive at first. Okay. There we go. Whoops. Well, it'll just take practice because eventually I will need to take the key with me from before CP1. So we have to really completely nail this, or we'll be back here a lot. Okay, here we are. And, yep, on the bullet. Whoa, okay, that was unexpected. Yeah, I need to ride out some of that initial momentum and just follow the coin trail over. I was going a little bit early since I didn't quite know what was going to happen. I mean, you did know, of course, that was going to move and at a certain speed that you associate with the snake blocks, but at the same time, that was still something that can catch you a little bit off guard. Okay, here we are. Once again. Yeah, going a bit soon, but positioning should be fairly consistent because by the time you fall in, that's going to control how Blaster's going to spawn the bullet from that location. I mean, you're only going to fall in pretty much the same way every time, and so timing should be relatively controlled. Yeah, like as you fall in here, that's when the blaster becomes a factor. So the bullet should be pretty much on the dot every time, depending on your point of entry. Okay, let's come in here, and here. And here. It's going a little bit early. Don't need to do it quite that early. I am going to be crashing against a wall and slipping down after the skull platform passes by anyway. Yeah, blue skulls, I mean, we are going to expect them to travel at a certain velocity.